Okay, so I just received a call from a very frantic mom and dad, and they are so worried because their child is in extreme abdominal pain. They keep saying, my tummy hurts, and they've been to the hospital, they've been to the emergency rooms, and the doctors have diagnosed with either irritable bowel syndrome or Crohn's. And they had heard that I do some things a little bit differently, and that I have some nutrition that was formulated by a Chinese master acupuncture herbalist. So they wanted to know if I thought that would help them. And that is one of the things that I do use whenever someone comes in and they say, my tummy hurts, or this is unbearable, and it goes back and forth between constipation and diarrhea, or no matter what they eat, the abdomen swells up huge to where even as a child it looks like it's like 4, 5, 6 inches distended from where it should be in the abdomen. And you can just feel how hard and tight that tummy is. And you can feel the gurgling and the rumbling, and you can hear it inside of there. And these people hurt so bad, and I've got kids that have this, I've got people that have lived with this into being adults, and they're like, there's gotta be an answer. I cannot live like this. And some people have lived with it for so many years that they literally look 10, 15 years older. They're very weak, they're very thin, they're emaciated, they don't have a lot of muscle tone left because they're not able to absorb the food and the nutrients over the years that they need to be able to absorb. So these poor people that start out in childhood going that way really can have problems. So there's a little bit of difference between irritable bowel and Crohn's disease, but the basic mechanism, the functional medicine behind it is pretty much the same. It all comes down to the gut is in disarray, and it needs to have some help to get back to be balanced the way that it should be. And that's not that hard to do, but it does take consistency. And so I have a formula that I use by this Chinese herbalist that at least that's one thing that people can start with that will give them some relief. And then we go in deeper to find out what is the rest of the problem, what else is causing it. So there's a lot of things that we can do, that sometimes just to be able to get started with a little bit of relief is just huge. Just take some of the discomfort out. Just take some of that swelling down, get some of that to where it's not as hard as a rock in the tummy, and they don't have to complain quite as much. And then it gives us time to go in and investigate other things. So I have people all over the United States that call with these kinds of problems, and they don't always come in and stay and do a week-long intensive or anything like that, but we can do an awful lot over the phone, and that's what we had to do with this family. They're so far away that we're going to start with the basics of the irritable bowel syndrome, Chinese herb that I use to help people get back in balance, and then we're going to do some other further deeper investigating to see what is happening with this child. We'll probably do a little bit of genetic testing. We're going to do a little bit of inflammatory marker testing. Those are, well, the inflammatory marker and the genetic testing, we can have people do those at their home before they ever see me, or if they never want to come see me, then they can actually do this long distance, and that'll work. You know, there's a whole lot that we can do. So those are some of the things that I'm going to be doing with this family. And I really would hope that you would share this, that you would like it, that you will subscribe to this YouTube video and make it to where others know that there is some help that's available, because some people are truly suffering really badly. And if we don't get this information out there and share it, then they're going to be suffering forever. And I've had a lot of people that are hospitalized for weeks at a time, and they come in and they get this basic kits of nutrition and different ideas of ways to help them, and they can get their life back. They can go back to doing the things that they love to do that they had to give up, like going and doing gymnastics, or going and playing their favorite sport, or getting back to work and not having to miss work or quit their job or lose their job. So thank you, and if you have any questions, please go to drcindy007.com, and that'll take you to our website, and you can ask questions there. If you scroll down just a little bit, you can ask some questions, and we will do our very best to answer them as quick as we can. We do work pretty solid during the day, so it's usually evenings and weekends that we respond to those. Have a great day. Bye-bye.